Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, come on, you can do better than that.
Good afternoon.
All right. So, welcome to the ceremonial swearing-in of Jaymi Sterling as our state's attorney and her assistant state's attorney. Now, actually, Ms. Sterling and her assistant state's attorney's official swearing-in took place at 8 o'clock a.m. this morning so that they could represent the state in the criminal dockets of both the circuit and the district courts of St. Mary's County. Now, ceremonial swearing is being done by Ms. Sterling's father, the governor, and Ms. Birch, the clerk of the court for the family and friends. So welcome.
Let me express my appreciation and joy for this great privilege bestowed upon me of making the opening remarks on this historic day of the investiture of Jaymi Sterling as the elected state's attorney in and for St. Mary's County, Maryland. I have the highest regard for Jaymi, and I know her well. Following her graduation from the University of Maryland School of Law, Jaymi joined my chambers as a judicial law clerk. Although I thoroughly enjoyed my 20 years as a federal judge on the United States District Court for the District of Maryland, by far the public position I cherished and enjoyed the most was my two-term tenure as the elected state's attorney for Prince George's County, Maryland. Just as I was charged to do as the county prosecutor for Prince George's, Jaymi will set the tone and face of justice for St. Mary's County. She and the law enforcement community in the county are the glue which holds together this county as a model for integrity, ethics, and justice. The individual elected to the position of the chief law enforcement officer is expected to exercise discretion and independent vision in a number of areas. Let me give you examples. First of all, the state's attorney must implement and prioritize drug policies and other criminal justice policies. State's attorney must review and assess the facts and evidence gathered. The state's attorney must make charging decisions or developing diversionary policies. The state's attorney must make decisions on bail policies, plea offers, trial, and prosecuting strategies. The state's attorney must develop forfeiture and seizure policies. The state's attorney must make sentencing recommendations to the judges. And then finally, the state's attorney must assess the merit of allegations of wrongful convictions and claims of excessive sentencings, just to name a few of those awesome, independent, visionary authority and power that the state's attorney must exercise. As my law clerk, Jaymi and I regularly discuss her goals, her aspirations and interests in criminal litigation and in serving as a public prosecutor. I vividly recall her requesting that I share my own experience and joy in serving as a prosecutor. As I describe my role, advocating for victims, assisting the law enforcement community with the investigation and prosecution of crimes, and in working to assure safety and criminal justice for the community. As I discussed that, Jaymi expressed without any hesitation her passion, her interest, her commitment in becoming a prosecutor and making a difference in her community. Years later, State's Attorney-elect Sterling now presents as your prosecutor with rich experience, serving in 3 different prosecutor's offices, including an assignment as a Special Assistant United States Attorney for the District of Maryland. Among her achievements as a prosecutor, State's Attorney-elect Sterling performed trailblazing work prosecuting the opiate overdose epidemic and she played a key role in the St. Mary County's prosecuting office, assisting with the development of evidence, seeking an indictment, and prosecuting defendants who supplied opium in overdose cases for the crime of murder. Jaymi is a real jewel. She possesses trappings of stardom and is a star in ascension. While serving as my law clerk, Jaymi was loyal to Chambers. She was polite, she was respectful, and she was very competent. During her one-year clerkship, Jaymi was well liked by court personnel, and many at the federal courthouse were impressed with the enthusiasm that Jaymi exuded at her night and weekend job. Yes, she had a night job. She was a ball girl for the Baltimore Orioles, sitting in a chair along the third baseline, running after and retrieving foul balls. That showed me that Jaymi is a down-to-earth. Yes, she's special and gifted, but she's a person infused with humility and not someone stuck on herself as some highly privileged character. Now, I'm about done, but I cannot let this opportunity get away without mentioning my own footprint in Southern Maryland at the offices of state's attorneys. In Calvert County, the last three prosecutors, Laura Martin, Greg Wells, who's here, now the Chief Judge of the Appellate Court of Maryland, and Robert Harvey, who was just elected as a state's attorney in Calvert County, and he'll be sworn in 2 days in Prince Frederick. They were all prosecutors appointed by me as assistant state's attorneys during my tenure as the elected state's attorney in Prince George's. In Charles County, Tony Covington, who many of you know, was also appointed by me to his first prosecutor's job as an assistant state's attorney for Prince George's County. He was just elected as a three-peat as a state's attorney for Charles County, and he will be sworn in this week in La Plata for the third consecutive time as the state's attorney for Charles County. And now, my outstanding former law clerk, Jaymi Kim Sterling, is about to take the oath as the elected state's attorney for St. Mary's County here in historic Leonardtown. My. Talking about being proud, my buttons are popping off my shirt right now. As I close, I assure the citizens, the law enforcement community, and the public officials in this county that State's Attorney-elect Jaymi Sterling has consistently demonstrated commitment to the public and powerful leadership skills throughout her professional career. Therefore, I am so honored, I am so proud, and I am totally convinced that State's Attorney-elect Jaymi Sterling will continue to excel, and she will serve with distinction as your elected State's Attorney in and for St. Mary's County, Maryland. Thank you so much.
Welcome everyone to this historic afternoon in the Mother County, the Office of the State's Attorney, as we celebrate the swearing in of Jaymi Kim Sterling as our next State's Attorney and the first woman to ever do so. A special welcome to all of our distinguished guests, elected officials, honorable members of the court, and of course, the friends and family of Jaymi. I'd like to recognize our First Lady, and of course, our Governor. It's hard to forget, but and hard not to notice, but the Iron Man is sitting behind them. In the days leading up to this event, two words kept resonating with me. Providence provides. There are countless examples in our country's history and our county's history where the winds of change have shifted to favor a beneficial outcome. 8 years ago, we, Maryland, needed that provincial wind. Fortunately for us, it was provided in the person of Larry J. Hogan Jr. in the position of Governor of Maryland. In this man, we have witnessed the unflinching courage to face a frightening diagnosis and to douse the flames of furor that were affecting our cities. The resolve and determination to realize an idea to change Maryland, building bridges of consensus and establishing an economic stability the likes of which this state has never enjoyed. A metal impervious to fracture, but flexible, and the acumen to navigate the unknowns of a deadly worldwide pandemic not seen in 100 years, and steadfastly supporting your public servants. The resurrection of an all but endangered notion that a political platform and compromise could be symbiotic, not isolated interests. And at the highest level of government, you could count on hearing a confident, not cocky, elected representative to call it like it is and to do what he says. As we enter the new year, and you, sir, enter your next chapter of life, we, Maryland, do so with our collective backs straight, our pride-filled chests out, our heads up, and our eyes fixed on the future that goes way beyond the horizon. It is my distinct privilege to give to you our governor, the Honorable Larry J. Hogan Jr.
Thank you very much, Sheriff Hall. That was a much too kind introduction, but thank you very much. And congratulations to you. Congratulations to all of the assistant state's attorneys who are being sworn in today. I'm not here to make a speech. Now, it was first of all, no one can follow Judge Williams. So I'm glad that Jaymi asked me not to make a speech, and I can't follow that wonderful introduction. I'm really here as a proud father. That's why they didn't let me speak, because I was going to get emotional. First sentence, I'm already emotional. But I just want to take this opportunity on behalf of, I normally say the First Lady, but I'm going to say Jaymi's mom and I, and our entire family, to thank each and every one of you for being here today and for all of your hard work to help Jaymi get elected state's attorney here in Mother County, St. Mary's County. Thank you so much. We're grateful for the overwhelming support that Jaymi has received. I'm an emotional guy, but this is probably the hardest speech I've had to do in 8 years because I'm so proud as a dad. But as governor, I've sworn in hundreds and hundreds of people over the past 8 years. And I take it very seriously. It's an honor to be able to do that. Earlier today, I swore in the new Attorney General, Anthony Brown, in Annapolis. I didn't cry at that one. Last week, I swore in some of the new Supreme Court justices and the new appellate court judges in the governor's reception room. And they're all important, but I can safely say this is the one that is the most special for me. I know, no offense to all of our appellate judges and justices, and Judge Ripken, sorry, and my friend Cal, he used to play baseball. I don't know if you know him, but thank you all for being here, all the distinguished guests. But I know that a lot of people worked very hard to make sure that Jaymi got elected, and I know she's not going to let you down. She truly is in this for the right reasons. She cares deeply about St. Mary's County and about the well-being of the people in this community. And she's going to make all of St. Mary's County proud. It was mentioned a couple times, she was the first woman state's attorney here in St. Mary's County. I know that one of the things that Yumi is most excited about as well is that she is the first ever Asian American First Lady in the history of the state of Maryland. So I said no speeches. I already went on for a minute and a half. But it is with great pride that I'm going to administer the oath of office. So I'm going to ask your new state's attorney-elect to come forward along with her husband, Ben, and her two beautiful children, Cam and Nora, along with her mom, Yumi, and then we're going to do the oath, make it official. Put your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. I, Jaymi Sterling, do swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Wow, this is a lot slower earlier.
I, Jaymi Sterling,
I, Jaymi Sterling,
do swear or affirm
that
I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I support the Constitution of the United States.
And that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
And that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland.
to the state of Maryland.
And support the Constitution and laws thereof.
And support the Constitution and the laws thereof.
And that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
And I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of State's Attorney according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and the laws of this state.
Congratulations.
Okay, repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
and I will be faithful
and I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland,
to the state of Maryland,
and support
and support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office of
execute the office of
Assistant State's Attorney for St. Mary's County, Maryland,
Assistant State's Attorney for St. Mary's County, Maryland,
according to
according to
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws of this state.
and laws of this state.
Congratulations.
May it please the court, ladies and gentlemen. Jaymi, come forward if you would. You know, I can't follow Judge Williams because he was state's attorney and already told everybody what a state's attorney does, so I guess you all know. One thing a lot of people don't know is they don't know what a state's attorney is. You know, throughout 24 years, 10 years as deputy, 3 years as assistant, you know, I'll talk to people and they say, well, what's a state's attorney do? And I said, have you ever heard of a district attorney? Oh yeah, I know what that is. I guess they all watch television. It's like going to Virginia, you hear the term Commonwealth attorney. Well, nobody knows that that's the chief prosecutor. Nobody knows that the state's attorney is the chief prosecutor, but everybody knows that a district attorney is the chief prosecutor. The state's attorney, according to the courts of appeal, I guess now the Maryland Supreme Court, says that the state's attorney is the highest law enforcement officer in the county in which he or she serves. That means that once a case is filed, as we all know, the police will go out, put on the handcuffs. After that, everybody works for the state's attorney. The police, the investigators. It is the state's attorney, as Judge Williams has told you, that makes all the decisions from that time forward. Jaymi, this is your badge of authority. I've carried it for 24 years proudly. It is now yours. Now, I will guarantee you that sometimes that badge will get very, very heavy, okay? And only the decisions that can be made will have to be made by you. So, congratulations, and even though it gets heavy, carry it proudly.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. I had to put some filler in to make sure I didn't go right after Judge Williams, so, everyone else got to go. But Judge Williams, thank you for those kind remarks. You have served as a tremendous mentor and taught me the importance of strong leadership. Thank you for highlighting a path for me to follow. State's Attorney Richard Fritz, thank you for your gracious cooperation during this transition and for your years of public service. Thank you to my husband, Ben, my children, Cam and Nora, and my wonderful in-laws. I certainly would not be here without your love and support. To my parents, my siblings, and my entire extended family, which is likely 50% of the county, thank you. We did it. We've all heard the saying, behind every successful man, there's a successful woman. Universally, I think we can all agree with that. Then there's another saying, women have to work twice as hard to go half as far. I think some people would agree with that. And then there's this one saying, you've probably never heard of it before, well, because I just made it up. But nonetheless, in front of every successful woman, there are countless others who battled inch by inch to help her get one step further. This saying is certainly true in my case. Today, I was just sworn in as the 22nd State's Attorney for St. Mary's County. All 21 state's attorneys before me were men. I am the first woman to be elected to this office. But this is not an accomplishment I can accept on my own. There were countless others who battled inch by inch to get me here today. I could not possibly name and thank everyone and still get you to the Rex in time for the party. So I apologize for this abbreviated list. But first to Judge Jeannie Cho. Thank you for not filing charges against me when I literally stalked you and begged you to be my mentor at my law school's networking event. Lucky for me, you agreed, and you have mentored me since my 1L year without a break until I found some additional mentors to help alleviate those duties. Judge Williams, maybe you shouldn't have accepted that letter of recommendation from Judge Cho. She may or may not have written that under duress, but I'm glad that you did. All jokes aside, you drilled into me, Judge Cho, the importance of hard work. Work hard. Judge Laura Ripken. I first met Judge Laura Ripken while she was the Deputy State's Attorney for Anne Arundel County. I interviewed there for a starting prosecutor job. I ended up accepting a position with Frederick County. But that didn't stop you from continuing to serve as an incredible mentor to me. You are one of the most brilliant, hardworking, and honest people I have ever met. You taught me to treat everyone with kindness and compassion. Be kind. Catherine Marsh, thank you for helping me through the transition and continuing to answer all of my silly questions. Catherine, you do everything with such grace and humility. That same way I hope to continue to serve the people of St. Mary's County. Stay humble. Ann Coltlitis. Ann, I can't thank you enough. I'm a true believer that everything happens for a reason. And I believe I ended up in your office for the amazing opportunity to train under you, experience firsthand the technological advancements necessary for successful prosecutions, to see things from a different perspective. and have real insight into a well-run office that offers incredible services to the community. Thank you for always being there for me. My sister, Kim Velez, you sacrificed your entire childhood to help raise me and Julie. While Mom was at work, you skipped out on all the fun stuff to ensure Julie and I did our homework, ate the meals you prepared for us, and maintained the household chores. With little or no thanks from your annoying, bratty younger sisters. You were always there. Well, albeit late, thank you to my much, much older sister. Lastly, my mother, Yumi Hogan. You sacrificed your entire young adult life for me and my sisters. You worked 80-hour weeks and set your dreams and passions aside. After moving to a country where you did not have any family or friends speak the language with literally nothing, you did all this to provide for a better life and better opportunities for us. You sought out for the American dream. Today, I hope you relish in achieving the American dream for you and your family. You know that brilliant saying you all heard for the first time a couple minutes ago? Wait, you forgot it already? I'll repeat it. In front of every successful woman, there are countless others who battled inch by inch to help get her one step further. I want to modify that. In front of every successful woman, there are countless others who battled inch by inch to help get the one trailing behind leaps and bounds further than she got. While I was on the campaign trail, I met thousands of people who were cheering me on, thanking me for running, if not just for the implications of the position and the job itself, but as a role model for other young women. There is this one young lady who left a lasting impression on me, Lucy. I first met Lucy this past summer at one of my campaign meet and greet events. Lucy's mom, Julie, explained to me that her daughter, who at the time was only a second grader, I think she's in third grade now, so it's just one grade higher, insisted that her mother make efforts to bring young Lucy to my event. There I was, blown away at the understanding young Lucy had in what I was trying to achieve. Lucy wished me luck, and I thanked her for her support. I have to hand it to Lucy's parents, Julie and David. I don't know what type of dinner conversations you all have, but kudos to you for teaching your children the important things in life and to take stock in their present and their futures. I saw Lucy again when she brought her mom in to vote for me. Thank you, Lucy. And I'm pleased to share that Lucy agreed to join me today at my swearing in. Lucy, can you join me here, please? Okay. Jimmy, turn around right here, okay? In adding what I have learned from all those before me, I want to share with you these words of advice. Work hard, be kind, stay humble, and always do everything with integrity. I hope you will make it much further than me, leaps and bounds. And I have a pin for you.